Hi everyone, it's Desiree. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today I wanted to talk about using stencils in your planners. This is something that I'm going to start doing a little bit more of because I just got this new stencil and I'm really excited to start using it. But I've always had Happy Planner stencils which have come in handy, and I really like these because they're clear and they do snap into your planner. If these are still available, I'll link them down in the description. They're very inexpensive, or I know I've seen these at Hobby Lobby. So you should definitely check out there because they usually have a good stock of Happy Planner stuff. This I got online. I think it's Makselife. I don't know, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I've never purchased anything from this company, but I had been eyeing this stencil, and because it's metal, it's a lot more like durable than these flimsy stencils, which are still good. They're still usable, but I really liked this one a lot, so I wanted to try it out. It is a little expensive and it was out of stock for a bit, but it just came back in stock. I did purchase it, so I'm gonna just kind of share some different ways to use these in your planner. Obviously, for really good functional type of items in your planner, I only have functional ones, but they do have decorative ones. I think I might purchase a few of those just to try them out, because I've seen some on Amazon as well. Even in a metal one, I might get that one too, just to compare it. But for now, I do have these, which again are more functional. And I like to use, whenever I use stencils, I like to use a pretty like fine point. This one is a 04. I feel like anything like thick, this one I always struggle with using in these little tiny stencils. But if you use a good fine point, you can get a good stencil out of these. Yeah, I don't know what to call it. But let me show this one first, because these are the ones I'm more used to using. These right here. Okay, these I used the most when I did use stencils, and this one right here is meant for a big, I believe it's for a big planner. I also had one for a classic size, like sticky stuff on here, which was nice because then the lines didn't go all the way across. But basically, if you want some check boxes in a few places, you can stick them wherever you want. And this one's really nice because it matches up to a vertical size planner. It's super easy to use. As long as you take your time and go down, make sure you get all the sides. You should get some really nice boxes from the stencil. Now, you can also do, with this one, you could just do the lines if you want lines. On this one, you have to pay attention to the edge because this one doesn't stop like the other one I have did. So we'll draw like a few lines. Again, take your time because you don't want to like accidentally slip and then you get like a big mistake. Okay, so yeah, slow is a good way to approach these stencils. And even though this is flimsy, it's still pretty sturdy, even though it's not like metal. I haven't had an issue with these. I have had stencils that were really thin, and I did have an issue with those. But the Happy Planner ones are pretty good. And then you can do boxes, you can do lines. Mary Ellen from Planning with Bumble likes adding lines like this. I think Elise does too, which is really handy. Because sometimes honestly, I wish that this planner was like a lined planner. I would really like that, honestly. But it's not, so I kind of just write wherever. But it would be nice to have lines in a planner. So if you want lines, you can put them in here. Let me try, I have an even thinner point. I want to see, because sometimes the lines are a little bit dark. I want to see how a finer point. This one is a 03. So let's see how this compares. I'll just do a couple because I Well, I guess I could do the whole thing. Just to see the difference between the lines. I mean, I would prefer really fine lines. So if I can get that kind of look, that would be more ideal. So yeah, this is a little bit finer. It's not as dark as this one. This one is a thicker, well, it's only a 04, but it's a darker black than this one. I prefer the faint lines, but again, you can decide which ones that you like or prefer the most. And then you could always do like all of these together. Let's see, I'll do them up here. I usually like the boxes, but the circles are nice too. Okay. So you can do the box and the lines. And then you don't even have to do the whole thing. You can just put as many as you want. So I'll put like 3 there. So that's why it's super handy to have these little stencils. I think I prefer just using it this way, but it's nice to have like multiple options that you can choose from. This one, I want to try this one out next with these, since I've never tried them. The one thing that I will say, like the drawback to this one, is that you can't see through the stencil. Like this one's nice because you can see like where you're putting it. You can make sure it's straight. The old ones used to have a guideline. This one doesn't have a guideline, but even though it doesn't have it, you could still really eyeball it pretty well here. So that I do prefer the plastic because I can see it and I can make sure it's straight. This one, we'll see how straight I can get it on here. Okay, so I'm gonna like kind of see the line here so I know where I am, I guess, and then just scoot it over just a little bit and we'll hopefully be straight on that one. Okay, so let me do the boxes here. I mean, it is nice. It's a lot sturdier, obviously, since it's metal. It's easier to hold and make sure it doesn't move. I'm just gonna go all the way down with these. Okay, boom. These boxes look a little bit bigger, but I do like the way that these boxes came out more because it's more of like squared off. Like these look a little bit more rounded on the corners, and this one I can see the actual like straight points, like the straight corners on there. So yeah, I feel like that one gives you a nice box shape on that one. And then here, I'm gonna try, because I gravitate towards more the boxes because I feel like they're just easier to trace. These other shapes are always a lot more difficult, I've found in my opinion, with the stencils. So we'll see how, actually no, this one is not too bad if you follow the edge. Okay, I'll do a couple of those. The heart one always comes out looking funny when I've done them on the plastic ones. So we'll see how this one will look. Okay, and then the circle one. Ooh, I already messed up that one because I went like in instead of out. Okay, that one's, those last two are better. All right, so yeah, the heart's not terrible. This one doesn't have hearts on it. It does have a circle. The circles are nice, and actually the hexagons are not too bad. I like that. Okay, so you got lots of options. I really do like this stencil. It's just being able to line it up. I think I did a pretty good job making it straight here, so I think it should be okay. And honestly, for me, I wouldn't use like I probably wouldn't do a whole checklist like this. I would do like one here, a couple here. I kind of liked scattering mine around, so I think it should be fine. But yeah, I like the square and the hexagon and the circle. Those are really nice. Okay, so some other functional things that you can use on here. There are some little page flags, which as a sticker, they usually say like to do on it or some type of thing that you can write on here. So I'm just going to trace this out. Oops. Okay. So I got the little flag right there. And then I'm gonna just go a little bit offset on this. Let's see how I can do this. Oof. I guess I'll go this way. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do another little section just to make it a little fancier, I guess you could say. Okay, so it's kind of like a background, but I'm gonna let that dry, and I'm gonna add some color to it just to make it a little bit fancier. Let's see what's another one that I can do. Oh, this one has a little page flag kind of similar to that one too. So I'll do this one next. Again, I'm trying to get used to not being able to see if this is straight or not. We'll see if this comes out straight. Okay. A line and a line. Okay, not too bad. And then I'm going to kind of do the same thing on this one. Just a little offset. And like that, okay? And then, like I said, I wanted to add some color, so I have a Tombow. And I'm just gonna add color to the edge part, the little offset part that I did here. Okay, and then I'll do a pink one right here. Ooh, this is a really light pink. You can kind of see it. Probably a bit better to wait until it's a little bit more dry than what I waited, but you kind of get the idea. And then once that dries, I'm gonna do a little bit more detail to that, but I do want to write in the center. So I'm gonna use my tool pen because it's a little bit thicker. And I'm just gonna write to do there. And then here, I'm just gonna write remember there. So you can get some headers, which are something that I like adding to my pages, but sometimes I can't find the right colors. So it's nice to have a way to be able to add your own in here. The last thing I wanted to do is just add in like a little detail on this side. It kind of will cover up some of the little mistakes, which is nice. But you can add like some little side little lines going across just for the detail. And I think that looks cool. Okay, so that's another fun functional type of item that you can add into your planner spreads. And then even like decorative little details you can add in. This stencil has some little slash marks. It has some circles, like dotted circles, which would be cool to add. I'm gonna see how this will work if I use, maybe, I wonder if I use these dot markers, if this will work. We'll see if this works. Okay, that does. But I don't know how it's gonna look once it comes out. Because these dot markers, they, like, depending on how much you put down. Oh yeah, that one bled. Okay, I wouldn't use those. These bleed too much. Don't use those. Let's try another one. I think mild liners are gonna be a good option. Just trying to get the, okay. So I'm gonna do mild liners here, so you can kind of see the difference. I feel like we'll have more, there's gonna be more control in the mild liners, but the bottom part, that part, to be able to get some dots on here. Okay, so yeah, much better. Okay, those look a lot better, more uniform. And then you can even add in these little slash marks, like these, I mean slash marks, dash marks going across would be cool too. You know, because it's hard to sometimes do straight and even lines. So this is really helpful. We'll see if it comes out good. Oof. That one bled a lot. So I've got to figure another way to use those. Let's see. What if I do these with the pencil? It'll work. I'm just going to use the bottom part of the stencil. I feel like that's more precise than that one. This one looks a lot cleaner. So if I was to use those, I would do it that way. That's how I would do that. All right. So those are some ideas, some ways. I mean, there's even cool like little half circles. Let me see how this would look with stickers. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a sticker, a box sticker, and put this here. Actually, let me go a little bit more up because I want to see how combining the stickers and the stencil together would look. So I really like this like half circle sticker because sometimes what I'll do is I will stick one underneath or like on a side, like over here. But since this one fits perfectly here, I'm just gonna do it this way. And then just draw the lines or trace the stencil. And then you can even, let's see if we go a little off-centered. Oops, I went a little bit too far that way. That's okay. Okay. And then I can kind of do the same thing. Just kind of play around with it and see different things that you can do. Drawing some lines. Okay. And then this is something that you can, you know, write in your list of things that you need to get done. You can just write in plan for next week, budget, just use it like a box, which is always fun. And you'll have tons of these. You can just use it over and over again. There's even a square, so that's nice. I don't think this square fits. Oh, it does fit perfectly in here. Okay, so you can even use this square. I really hope this stencil is still available. I should have checked before I did this video, so I'm sorry. But like I said, I'm pretty sure I've seen them recently at Hobby Lobby. So definitely check out there. I'm just going to draw in, because I like that little detail. I like the way that looks. Just makes it a little bit more interesting and not just like a plain box or a square. Okay, and then you can use that. You can even put some, I would put some little, ooh, let me see, this one's really hard sometimes to use. Can do a couple of circles in here. Okay, I've got one there. I'm like really nervous that it's gonna be off-centered, but I'm trying my best. So if I do one here and then I do one here. One here and one here. Oh, it looks good. Cute. It actually came out as a cute little box. I like that. All right, so yeah, there's like rectangles here. This reminds me of the, like this size. This is like almost this size type of sticker here. So this one comes with different size boxes. Ooh, this one I use a lot for budgeting. That would be a nice one to use. So between these three stencils, lots of function that you can get out of here. There's even a little habit tracker on this one, which is really nice. And then they even throw in some like decorative stickers right here, which is really cool too, because you can do some with the same technique. You can do these little this little pattern, and then you can color them in. You know, color them in and just add some fun interest onto your page. You can color them different colors too. All right, you kind of get the idea. Stencils are really cool. Definitely take your time when you are using them though, but these all work really nicely. Just little like things that you have to do differently. Like with this one, make sure you're just kind of straight if you can. These ones, just make sure you're holding it down with enough pressure so it doesn't like lift, and you'll be all good to go. And then definitely recommend using a fine point type of pen to use these. I wouldn't suggest a marker because as you can see, like it gets a lot of like bleed through it. When you use the pen, it's a lot cleaner of a line. So yeah, those are my ideas for using these stencils. I am going to be using this one a lot more, so you'll see it more. I'm going to try my best to put this into my planning and yeah, my planning system, because I really like this. And I think this even hooks on, like it's like a little paper clip kind of thing, so I can have it on hand if I need to add in a bullet point when I'm planning. I think that'll be really nice. And then of course these do put, like, you can just punch these in here very easily and keep them on your planner at all times so you can use them. All right, so that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of my videos, please hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you all in the next one.